Good evening, judges and my dear friends. I am Chetan Urkude from Government Medical College Gondia, studying in second year MBBS. Today I am here to present my clinical case on Haglund syndrome. So let's begin. A 58-year-old male patient from Brahmapuri who was government servant by means profession came to the hospital with the chief complaints of pain at right ankle region during walking since last 1 year, noticeable bump at ankle region near insertion of tendocles since 6 months. Present history revealed that there was a bump which was initially small in size but later it increased to present dimension. There is also intense pain felt by patient during walking which was later adjusted to stable minimal level, and the pain disappears when patient reverts to resting position. Past history revealed that patient was hypertensive and is under treatment for same. Patient also reveals that he was successfully operated 12 years ago for benign tumors of right leg. Drug history revealed that patient was on the non-steroidal anti-epileptic drugs as well as analgesic regularly for 3 to 4 months. When we investigated the patient for improvement when drug was administered, patient told us that he felt little bit relief from pain when he was on the therapy. Personal history revealed that patient had habit of eating kharra, that is also known as tobacco, from several years, and there was no significant finding in the family history. General examination revealed that patient was stage 1 hypertensive, respiration rate and pulse rate was normal. BMI, that is body mass index, told us that patient was not obese. On performing the local examination, there was a palpable tenderness distally near the insertion of tendocles, a slightly backward discoloration, and also when we performed the test for plantar flexion on same right leg, the patient felt severe pain. When we measure the median longitudinal arch angle, it was found 167 degree, which was greater than normal, clearly indicates the high arch condition of foot. When we measure the tibial foot angle, it was found 23 degree, which was the normal angle. So it can help us to rule out the condition like the external as well as internal tibial torsion. When we measure the forefoot angle, it was found positive, so it indicates the forefoot varus condition. When we measure the rear foot angle, it was found 4 degree, so it indicates the normal condition. We can call it the rear foot neutral condition. When we investigated the footprint, it was clearly indicates the pes cavus condition, not a very high stage, but it is a borderline pes cavus condition, which was also confirmed from the gross examination and whatever the physiological test we have performed, and also later confirmed by the radiological examination. Radiological examination revealed that there was a Haglund's deformity, there was a retrocalcification in Achilles tendon, and also there was a retrocalcaneal bursitis. And when we measure the lateral longitudinal arch angle, it was found 139 degree, it was less than the normal. It clearly indicates the high arch condition of foot. Biochemical examination help us to rule out the condition like the rheumatoid arthritis. Similarly, we rule out the condition like the gouty arthritis as the serum uric acid level was normal. Similarly, we can rule out the condition like the cancer because the serum calcium and serum alkaline phosphatase level was normal. From all the tests that we have performed, like the biochemical examination, radiological examination, and whatever the physiological tests that we have performed, we conclude that the patient was suffering from Haglund syndrome. So recommended treatment therapy, backless shoe, as the rigid back shoes act as a pump on a bump. Ice therapy is also advised at least 1 time a day. Similarly, anti-inflammatory drugs like the oral NSAID, that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and local therapy like the aloe vera and turmeric application topically twice a day are advised. Similarly, orthotic devices like the heel lift as well heel pad and stretching exercises are recommended, which will help to relieve the tension in the Achilles tendon. All about treatment are advised to patient for at least 3 to 6 months, and if the patient not get benefit from all about discussed treatment, we can call it as a refractory case. So in this case, we just treat the patient by immobilizing that particular part of body, or we can do the surgical excision of overgrown bony part as a last option of the treatment. So there may be many possible causes for Haglund's deformity. Use of rigid back shoes may be the one of the cause. Similarly, hereditary condition may be responsible, that is inherited pattern of abnormal arch foot. Similarly, abnormal walking pattern may be responsible for that. In this case, we clearly establish the relationship between the high arch foot and tight Achilles tendon with the Haglund's deformity. So all these conditions may be responsible for Haglund's deformity. And as a result of Haglund's deformity, there is increase in the tension in Achilles tendon. As a result of tension as well as friction, there is a retrocalcification in the Achilles tendon take place. As a result of retrocalcification, whatever the soft tissue which are present between the overgrown calcaneum, that is Haglund's deformity, and retrocalcified Achilles tendon get inflamed. Soft tissue that is present between that particular part was the retrocalcaneal bursa. As a result of friction, we encounter the bursitis. So we clearly notice the retrocalcaneal bursitis in the previously discussed radiological examination. So together, Haglund's deformity, intratendineous calcification of Achilles tendon, and bursitis, we call it as Haglund syndrome.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and